Well, hello, welcome to Onward VRML Season 14 Week 11. Today we have a very exciting matchup with the Oceania teams. We have TNK versus K-FOT. So it's going to be a pretty interesting match because I do appear that the OCE region doesn't very often receive many casts. It's going to be very exciting to see how these teams do play off against each other. Tonight is going to be a challenge match, so it means both these teams have both agreed to get on this additional match for this evening, or I should say today for me and for even for them. So going to be interesting. So going straight into the bans, I normally like to say one ban first on the other side, but then I get straight into like both of them. But for once, I'm going to do both bans for a change at the same time. So playing the bans straight away, the bans for TNK are going to be Cargo and Shipyard. So some pretty stock standard bans. Cargo, of course, being the fast map, and for K-FOT, Downfall and Tanker. So another fast map. So both these teams aren't a big fan of these smaller, quicker paced maps by the looks of things. So hopefully you're going to see how they will be doing in the coming up few maps coming ahead. Of course, to do have Downfall, probably one of the most not enjoyed maps, of course, how large and widespread it is and how easy it is to get picked off. Shipyard, one of the maps added to the Season 14 map pool, is a pretty good map. It's a weird one. You either love Shipyard or you don't really like it, so it's understandable to why some teams do choose not to play it. But personally, if you really get Shipyard down, it can be a super powerful map to play against teams which, if they play a little bit more slower paced, you can easily pick them off in Shipyard, and depends on how you want to push it. But the first map for this evening is going to be Quarantine by the looks of things, so very excited to see how this map will be going. Having a look over to the stats, of course, this map is going to be TNK's pick, as they're going to be the home team for this evening. The top maps from TNK are Subway, Snow Peak, and Bazaar. Subway being played 13 times this season, won it 8 times with a 62% win rate, 76 rounds played of Subway. That is a lot of rounds. But of course, Snow Peak being their second best map, they've won it 12 out of 9 times, well 9 out of 12 times, with 75% win rate. So these are some pretty high numbers. So we may possibly see a Snow Peak being played here, but interesting to see why they decided to do a Quarantine, which is not as played as much. They played Quarantine 6 times this season and won it 4 times with a 67% win rate. So interesting to see why they decided to pick Quarantine. But if we have a look over at K-FOT, Quarantine is their second most played map. TNK might have accidentally handed K-FOT a pretty easy map coming up, because Quarantine played it 9 times so far this season, won it 8 with an 89% win rate. That is a high number for Quarantine. So you may see that, and of course Subway being the top most played map as pretty stock standard, as Subway is a great map. I love Subway. Good Subway is amazing. I did ask the team to start at, well, for me, 2:35, so that will be when we officially start, so that's pretty kind of them. I take that back, they're starting it now. Okay then, well, enough of the stats and everything else. Let's get straight into the action, baby. Now, checking over to K-FOT, which are going to be getting the western spawn. Forget what this objective is called, but it's a center burning OBJ. Are going to be seeing a very, I believe this is the quick spawn. It's going to be the East quick spawn, so it's going to be interesting to see if anyone's going to be trying to get that pre-fire down the street. We do see Mocha, which is trying to look around. Doesn't see anybody cross though. Shot coming out. Down goes, oh, Blizzard and Sora from EG. Massive double pick there for his team. Nice little double kill. Still is now making his way up. Just need to kind of worry about getting picked off here from Mocha. But he is holding the low angle. This is going to be super powerful if you can just peek up and get Mocha surprised. So it is not looking too great so far for TNK, being 2 players down within the first 45 seconds. Some more shots are coming out from EJ. Still waiting for that type of engagement to occur. Marsh is kind of snuck up by the looks of things. Made his way into garage. Does have a bit of a powerful position. If he can push up towards this wall, we'll be able to take out Sil here. Have to see the type of movement and engagement they are going to be kind of performing next. Do have Dida, of course, on hospital. Is Mocha going to make that cross? Oh, almost gets taken out on that cross, but we are going to see it confirmed still from Marsh from the garage. So an excellent little aggressive push there. Going to be huge for his team, leaving it down to a 3v4. K-FOT are playing this very good so far. Kind of holding this tight line. Having one in the north, 2 on the objective, and having 1 on hospital roof. You know, it's going to be difficult for TNK to kind of push this. Dida might spot Morka here. Yeah, and he does. Doesn't get the pick, however, though. We'll be looking up and pretty fine. It will end up being taken out, though, from Dida. In just that super powerful position which he's playing in. Might get his head taken off, though, from Cola. Still needs to worry about Marsh. Cola is kind of watching that angle. If Dida kind of peeks around too much, he has to try not to expose himself too much, or will be taking his head off. Cola does see him. Does take a few shots. Dida does get down. Does avoid. Cola will be most definitely trying to push a little bit faster now. Number 3 might just peek his head over there. This is gonna be very nice if he does take that little bit of a aggressive push, looking down. Some more shots coming out from Dida. Nothing really major going on. Down goes the Marsh from EJ. It's now a 4v1. Up the Cola to kind of make this final push. Needs to kind of get control of the north. Needs to have somewhere safe to stand. EJ is kind of moving towards him. We'll have audio. Oh. Cola comes on the corner. Gets the pick onto EJ. Oh, almost gets taken out though from number 3. We'll be kind of making it. He's in the open. Can still be seen. And it is going to be taken out from number 3. Make it the first point going for K-FOT. Very well played. An excellent defense from K-FOT there. Holding a very nice line. Get those 2 early aggressive picks down. You know, that was a very nice, well executed defense which they have performed. TNK, that they had a pretty decent strategy on how they wanted to push it, but I think losing 2 of their players instantly was a bit of a massive loss for them. Kind of made the other like 3 players still standing up, kind of unsure of how to push it. Sorry if I keep struggling to speak basic English. It's one of those days for me today, but let's hope that it gets a little bit better to get a little bit more warmed up, and hopefully seeing how we'll be going for this next round. Of course, it's going to be K-FOT's turn for the defense. Well, no, K-FOT's for the attack, we should say, instead. So we'll have to see if they can kind of keep it up. Will they be able to kind of rush and maybe take out TNK? Because, you know, this isn't their map, TNK. This is probably one of the worst large maps for them to be playing on currently. If they did pick, you know, if they picked like Snow Peak, that might be massive for them. But no, they decided to pick Quarantine, which isn't their best map compared to K-FOT, which is their second best. So maybe that might not have been the best choice for them, as it is kind of giving them quite an easy time on the first map. But we'll kind of have to see how it will be progression in the coming up rounds, of course. But so just to kind of get that idea down and understood, K-FOT, well, this is K-FOT. K-FOT is Quarantine is the second best map, and they played 44 rounds of Quarantine. They have studied this map so far. They have that experience. They have that knowledge. They know the spawns. They know where they're going to be pushing from. So kind of having it in this type of way is going to be a lot more harder for TNK, which hasn't really played it as much. But we may be surprised. Of course, they are the higher ranked team. Maybe they might be able to outskill them, but we'll kind of have to see how it will be going in just the next few moments. Some shots coming out, almost catch off Marsh here as he pushes into Tank Garage. The garage, which does not store tanks, but actually it just is a garage with a tank above it. The spawn has been kind of given out. They are kind of now watching the north. They are kind of playing this wise here, not to expose himself too much. Marsh is doing a bit of a flank here. He's going to be catching off Dida though. What a nice, interesting push. That's a very out wideish swing, which did work for him. Blizzard is unfortunately unable to catch off Seal. We'll be kind of pushing back. Looking for that drone. Do spot the drone. Do shoot it down. Got a flash from Jup. Blizzard kind of peeking around that corner. Is going to be getting taken out though. Accidentally slow peeks a little bit too slowly. Will be punished for it. Shots coming out from EJ. Does take out Sora. Very nice little kill. Does need to worry about Cola, which is on his case. Still 54 pushing up. They're getting closer to that objective. Could be in that tip of the broken plane. Does have a very nice spot looking through these little holes. Out goes an M23 smoke on the objective. My throat just died. Hello. Are going to be seeing a bit of a flank, possibly an attack on the objective. Maybe trying to go for that cap. This may work, you know. It is kind of all up to Cola at the current moment to hold that objective down. And of course, Mocha has to kind of make that rotate. I do believe that Marsh is kind of moving his way around. I should say Harsh instead. Actually, it's Marsh. I was correct. I have somewhat good memory. Somewhat. Oh, Marsh may have just spotted number 3 on the top. Does take shots. Do not land, unfortunately. Still waiting to kind of see how it'll go. Ooh, does get shot at. None of them do land as well. It's kind of a little battle going on here. Still 54. He's just getting himself ready to kind of rush that objective now. If Cola gets taken out, you know, the objective is wide open for anybody. Jup might have a nice little angle. Cola just push out a little bit too much. Cola kind of looking through this broken wall, trying to see anybody pushing up. He is holding a decent angle. Is going to be rather hidden. Did spot Sil. Doesn't get any shots on. Dudes need to worry about Jup, which is trying to look out for him. Out comes a flash from EJ, I believe. Is going to be rushing Mocha. Does he check left? He doesn't check left. Gets one. Does get taken out though from EJ. If Cola gets taken out here, the cap is going to happen. EJ coming into the objective. Out goes a nade or a flash. The objective is coming out. Get that cap. Just come around the corner, but will be picked off here. Unfortunately, live up to number 3. Just throw a smoke. Just see Marsh. Just gonna pick on the Marsh though. Leaving us to a 1v1. Comes out a flash. Don't know if he caps. Going for that cap though. Can he get it in time? He gets the cap. A very nice quick cap, securing those 2 points for the team. Leaving to a 3-2. An excellent cap coming out from K-FOT. An excellent attack as well. Oh my, that's going to be huge for the team. For the morale. And hopefully going into the next round. Trying to secure that first map on Quarantine. That is great so far. This is the turn of events which TNK weren't expecting, as they did pick this map. They gave K-FOT an easier time, as this is their map in some ways. This is their better map. As being the away team, they could have chosen this map, but instead had it chosen for them. So I imagine maybe a Subway might come out, but has to be foreseen, as Subway is of course one of the best maps on both teams. So it would be a shooting the foot type idea in some ways. Yes, it is your team's best map, but it's also the enemy team's best map. So which team is better at it? Is it going to be you guys or them? So be a sight to behold. But now moving to the next objective, as we are currently looking at, is going to be the east. I forget this is called Burning. Yes, the East Burning building, I believe. Forgive me if I'm wrong. I'm not particularly the best in terms of the callouts for this map, but I believe we do call this East Burning. I just call this second story building in the east. So I'm just going to either refer to it as East Burning as some people, which I do know call it as, or just East second story. But regardless, whatever the name is, it is going to be quite a challenging objective for TNK to attack. So K-FOT might have this in the bag. If they play this well, they can easily get this in the bag on the third round. Giving out some drummies. Blizzard deciding to go for just merely AK-5C mags. That's a never mind, picked back up his drummy. Gonna say that was a bit interesting to see why he would give away all 3 of his mags, including the one in his gun. You do always want to keep at least 1 drum mag for yourself. EJ going for quite a swing here. Shots coming out from Dida do not land, almost so in the north. I'm going to be seeing quite a northern sided push. See K-FOT number 3 kind of pushing up into the north. Does he know about Cola? Does swing around the corner, does get Cola. Does get traded though from Muka. Almost. This leads to a 1-to-1 trade. Out goes a fair few smokes. Just trying to cover off this area. Won't be too effective, that smoke. Need to worry about Dida though. Dida is watching this angle. This is a very, very good angle though. Through the stairs. So might have a little bit of a problem. Trying to connect a few shots, but still a pretty nice angle. Checking over to which I believe is EJ. Oh, does get the pick from Dida, as I did say. But having a look over to EJ, which is going to be on top of Hospital Roof, does take the pick onto Marsh as well, leaving it down to a 4v2. It is looking absolutely superb so far for K-FOT. They are doing great. They are massacring TNK. Leading up to Soa and Blizzard in this 2v4. Can they do it? Are going to be trying to rotate back to each other and try to stay with, or should I say stay with and near each and one another. Blizzard's kind of staying back though, maybe just trying to see if he is going to be pushing through Hospital. This might end up being pretty effective if EJ tries to go for a flank. Is very quiet so far. That is so right, yes. So it's going for quite an open push towards the objective. Barely everyone's getting spotted by Dida. Does need to worry about Droopy now. Just come around the corner, just get spotted. It's going to be taken out from Dida just like that. Dida is holding such a great angle. Taking out 2 so far. Leaving it up to Blizzard in our 1v4. Very unlikely that he's going to be able to get this back, but we may be surprised. On a map like Quarantine, trying to go for a clutch like this is so difficult. It is a very difficult map to try to get clutches on. He is armed with 100 bullets though in his magazine, so will definitely be a massive help as he can spray and pray. Does have 2 minutes left though, so does have a fair bit of time, but he does need to get a little bit closer to the objective. We'll be trying to make an across into the southeast of the map. Maybe going on the hospital roof, trying to spot any bodies. Shots are coming out though. None of them are near him, so not exactly sure what those shots were coming from. Blizzard just trying to carefully take control of hospital here. He's not sure if anyone's here. It's been such a massive gap between players being nearby, so that he kind of has to clear out all by himself. One minute remaining. He does need to kind of make a push. Needs to be a little bit quicker. Can't be really spending too much time clearing angles. He needs to get moving to the objective building. If he's lucky, he could probably spot EJ as he swings round. Taking out EJ is going to be a very important factor to the chance of winning this. Blizzard comes around the corner. Does he see him? Oh, yes they do. Gets the pick onto EJ with a nice little engagement there. 30 seconds remaining. Does he to make this cross? It is going to be taken out. However, though, from Dida, securing the first map for K-FOT. Wow, what a first map. Ended on round 3. That has to be the quickest quarantine I have ever witnessed in my entire life. We're hardly more than 32 minutes into the cast and it is already done on quarantine. That is a record-breaking pace for a map like quarantine. That is going to be a huge compliment for, of course, K-FOT, as they were not expecting probably that level of well, I can't really describe it. You know, that is a huge result, and we are going to be moving into our second map, and ooh, a very nice map. Map I probably wasn't expecting, but if I do have a look into I believe it is K-FOT's pick now. Yes, I should have expected this map. So it is going to be Bazaar. This is going to be K-FOT's third most played map. Played 7 out of 7. Let me just add in Bazaar into the overlay. So yeah, it is going to be an interesting map. This is going to be, of course, K-FOT's pick. So we may see them try their absolute best and might even get it secured in the map total win. So very excited to see how that will be going. But added in the team names, having a look, this has to be one of my most favorite maps recently. I've been loving Bazaar. I think once you've learned to take the angles and clear out the sightlines like effectively, it becomes a really fun map. If you know how to play it well, it's a pretty straightforward map and a very simplistic map, and it works so well. So far, no lobby crashes, so I'm very ecstatic for that. I'm very happy. Having had a few issues in the past with some server issues, but it does appear that we're not going to be having any so far, so hopefully we will not have any in the coming up rounds and maps. Checking over to the objective, so let's go into the gameplay scene. Having a look at the objective, it is going to be the Central East OBJ next to the tank. Probably one of my most feared objective, as it's super hard to attack, but it can also be a walk in the park if you get a good few smokes down. Clearing, of course, the southeast courtyard and getting control of the northeast courtyard is a definite way to rush down, get that cap. All you really need for this objective is a fair couple of smokes just to clear a few sightlines, get down on the ground, get that code in, which is a 7-digit code for anyone which is still unaware, who's their first time into Onward and Onward VRML. The objective on the Master side, which is the attacking side, if you send the code, which is a 7-digit code, on your tablet, you gain 2 points for the team, instead of getting 1 point if you killed all the Vault players, which is the defending team. So it is the Master's job to get the objective cap, and when they do get rewarded with 2 points, and as it is best out of 4, getting those 2 points is huge. as it basically means they need to win one defender round in the next Marsok round if they want to get that win. So it is very, very crucial that teams trying to go for that cap if possible. An open objective is a blessing in some ways. If you see an open objective, teams will just rush for that cap. As you know, some teams are very proficient at capping. Seen some players get like under 2-second caps, and having those type of players in game like Onward, it's amazing in some way, but it also kind of makes you feel bad for when you have a bit of a slow cap. But moving into the first round, we'll be spawning with K-FOT, which is going to be getting that north central spawn. It's going to be very exciting to see how they're going to be pushing this, and I'm ready. TNK making their way up. I'm going to be seeing one in the south, one in the southeast courtyard. Going to see maybe 2 cross. Yeah, we do see 2 cross. We have Cola, which is in scaffolding, bulleted at the wall. Shots are coming out. Barely almost catches Muka off here. But say it's not taking them long to kind of make that push up. TNK have kind of locked down that objective, having 4 people just watching every sightline if possible. Shots coming out. Down goes Cola from EJ, which was on the scaffolding. Did appear to get a little bit too over peaky. But of course you can see through the gaps as they're not the best. Down goes Milka from number 3. It is looking so far great for K-FOT. Smokes are being thrown onto the objective. Out goes an M23 smoke. Still trying to go for that cap. It's going to be taken out though. And the flashbangs from hell. This is all part of their plan. This is all part of their plan. Using the smokes. Getting out the flashbang straight for it. Down goes Blizzard. So it does get one. Leaving it down to a 1v3. Number 3 is going for that cap. He's right next to March. Can he get the cap? And he gets the cap in time. He gets that cap. Second cap for K-FOT. Standing right next to. Oh my. And that is 2 points so far for K-FOT on the second map on the first round. They are absolutely killing it so far on the cap streak. They are doing their darn best. That is what we want to see. That is what we're looking for. Despite being the, I believe, the underdogs for this evening, they have proved themselves worthy. Oh no, I tell you about K-FOT is going to be the ones above. They are going to be the master teaming. TNK is the. So I'm struggling to speak. I'm just surprised. But TNK are going to be the underdogs in some way for this match. But say it's looking so far so good for K-FOT. They're going for those caps. They're going for these aggressive pushes. They are showing their dominance to why they are the master team in the Oceania group. They are definitely showing off here. 2 caps down so far. Already hardly even an hour into the cast. We might even see one of my shortest casts. My shortest ever cast was less than an hour and 20 minutes. Will K-FOT be beating it today? We'll have to see. We will have to see. But as I say, that was a what a round. An excellent cap coming out from number 3, standing right next to the guy on the objective who is completely blind and covered in smoke. Gets the cap just a millisecond before he gets killed. What a cap. That is a way to end it off. Now making our way into round 2, as I did hear the countdown. Going to see if TNK can try to get it back. TNK getting themselves ready. Do have a lot to live up to. And they're off. Are going to be getting that northwest spawn. This is going to be a little bit more harder, as it is going to be allowing K-FOT all the time in the world to kind of set themselves up here. Are going to be seeing EJ kind of make that cross. Isn't going to have any issues though. Probably the first one is going to be called out. Number 3 does take out Cola, but is going to be refragged by Sora. More kills are going out. Down goes Dida from Sora. Even after doing 3v4. Looking a little bit so far better for TNK. Might be able to spot Seal here if he does pre-fire. That is a pretty pre-fireable spot. Might be able to catch him off though. We'll be seeing AJ, which is trying to make its way back to the objective. Might be holding a power position though. Might be able to catch off Sora and Marsh. Down goes M. Moki. Sora trying to go for that cat, by the looks of things. Smoke is coming out on the OBJ. Oh. Sora is going to be taken out. He's holding just that very nice angle. It's going to be end up taking out Marsh as well. Living down to a 3v1. Up to Blizzards. And it is going to be taken out just like that from Seals 54. And that is going to be the second round over. Going for K-FOT. They are absolutely killing it so far. No remorse coming out for TNK. Gonna see if they can secure the final point on third round yet again. What a interesting turn of events. Is this entire match gonna be ended in 3 rounds in every map? If so, I'm not complaining. We're getting the swift play version of VRML currently. Each map taking under 30 minutes. That's that is a first to say out loud to myself, but it's looking good so far, and it's definitely an interesting watch to see how K-FOT is playing it. TNK could do a little bit better with a little bit more aggression. If they do hold, they do a little bit of jiggling. It could benefit them and just a little bit more. Have seen TNK players do slow peek just a little bit too much, which can affect them, as jiggling is a super utilized tool to get information and to bait out locations of enemies. So being able to use jiggling to your advantage could be a massive increase in skill. Say most master teams do use jiggling in the NA and EU, so would be interested to see if TNK can try to keep it up and maybe use it a bit more. But next objective is going to be getting the southeastern courtyard objective. Probably one of my most favorite OBJs, as there is so much like space and area to kind of move around in as a Vault player. So many C4 spots, and also on attack it actually is pretty fun if you don't get screwed on the attack, of course. But I'm going to be getting the complete opposite spawn coming from the west south courtyard, so gonna see how they will be doing it. Three fires coming out from Data, do not land. Still kind of making this push. K-FOT are doing the right thing here, just trying to gather this ground. Is using smoke to their advantage. EJ is going to be power pushing through way though. He is in a rather powerful spot. If he has his eyes about him. Oh, does get tagged. Down goes number 3. Up goes a Molotov and a flash. Down goes Sora. They are trying their best to hold down this objective. EJ is trying to go for that flank. Down goes Cave. So many people, so much is happening. There is so much happening. Down left to a 1v3. It's Data versus Morka, which is going to be pushing around the corner. Will he be catching off him and leaving him with a trade? Making the first point go for TNK in the southeastern corner. That is a tournament event. That was just trade after trade after trade. Had no idea what to comment about. There was so much movement that just the assault was occurring at the exact same time. Players were just flying around corners and moving around, and it ended up going very nicely for both sides. And just like that, it is going to be over and done with for that round, and it is going to be K-FOT's turn on the defense. We'll be trying to secure this final point, so maybe TNK might get it back. I have seen 3-0 comebacks. I have seen very massive comebacks indeed. So it is still highly possible. TNK, only thing TNK needs to do is get that cap, make it 3-3, and then I only need to win one more defensive round, and that is it. So we might even have a third map decider, but it's gonna see if K-FOT can kind of keep it up, get those picks down, kind of stop them from pushing to the objective. Maybe have a fair few good C4s or any other utility they can think of, and they may secure this second map just like that and securing the win for the match entirely. But gonna have to see how that will be going very shortly. Still waiting for both teams to get themselves ready for the next map. So next map for the next round. TNK will be trying the absolute hardest. A cap would be so preferred right now, but we're gonna have to see how it will be going very soon. So far it's been pretty super high energy, super fast gameplay so far. I'm very excited to see how these teams have been playing, because I don't often see Oceanic teams get casted often. There's a huge bit of a gap in the official casting for the Oceanic team, so it's very nice to be able to pick one up and kind of see how the different playstyles occur, because I've casted NA, I've casted EU a lot in fact, so it's a bit of a treat to kind of see how the different players play the game, which I spent too many hours in, sadly. Now they are off. Are going to be getting that center north spawn. Oh, EJ's kind of flanked around the entire team here. His position, it might honestly be super powerful. If they're not expecting this, they're going to have the entire team. Doesn't check left though. This is interesting. He's accidentally walked by the entire team. This is a result for EJ in some ways, as he is behind every single player, and they might not process that it is an enemy. This might work out in his favor. Does he spot Marsh? Oh, not sure. Will be coming around the corner. Will be taking out Cola. Doesn't check corner. Yes, he does. Only downs him though. Will be kind of pushing around yet again. Didn't get that confirmed. He's going to be speaking. Let's get that confirmed. He's kind of pre-firing still. EJ's doing quite good so far, and of course there is going to be 3 players down for TNK. Blizzard kind of slowly creeping up to blue room. Will be entering it. Isn't making audio though, so EJ cannot hear it. EJ is going to be peeking around. Will be taken out from Blizzard, who is just in that more preferable position. Blizzard now pushing into blue room. He's just trying to spot any more movement coming out from K-FOT. Does need to kind of rely on his teammates to push up as well. do have time. They have 3 minutes and 30 seconds, so they have all the time they could ever need. But nope, unfortunately, Mooka is going to be taken out from number 3. Blizzard now has that utility, has used a bait smoke. Is trying to search for number 3 here. He knows roughly where he is, but just can't see him. Out goes a frag. Will not be attacking him. Unfortunately, is going to be going for like kind of going for a bit of a wide swing flank. Trying to move towards number 3 here through the market. Still kind of creeping his way up. It's going to be cutting into K-FOT. Could have a good angle here. It's K-FOT, not kayak. I said K-FOT. Yeah, I said K-FOT. I'm double questioning myself now, honestly. Say, living it all up to Blizzard. It's going to be tough. Just check around the corner. Can he spot out number 3? Oh. Does he see him? He sees him. Does take out number 3. It's now a 1v2. 1 minute and 30 seconds remaining on the clock. He is hunting to try to find any more K-FOT players. He does need to make kind of a push now, because it's 1 minute remaining and he is very far off the objective. He could get a cap though. If he takes out Drup and he rushes that objective and gets down, you know, a cap could come out. Dito may not be able to rotate back in time. With only 40 seconds remaining, it's going to be a very difficult one. If he takes left side, he's going to have a higher chance of succeeding. That goes a flash. Oh. That pre-fire might have just almost might have worked, but nope, just like that, ending with a trade, and it is over for the second map for K-FOT, and that is, ladies and gentlemen, gonna be a K-FOT win in total, as they have won 2 of the maps. So yeah, an excellent display of skill coming from K-FOT. Definitely showing off a little bit there, but excellent well played. But we do have one more map, which is going to be, I believe, TNK's pick. Yep, it's going to be TNK's pick. They have one more map still left, so it's going to be exciting to see what they're going to be deciding for that last map. Are we going to be seeing that map? Ooh. Currently, both teams are deciding what maps they want to play. Going for the Wheel of Fortune by the looks of it, as they're selecting every single map, but sometimes some people like to do that. Are going to be ended up though, however, into one of my most favorite map of all time, because it is just so amazing, and it is going to be Subway. Subway. How much I love and hate you, my Subway. I've had too many times where I get capped on because teammates aren't watching the objective, and I've had times where I end up going on a complete killing spree because of how good the map is. But of course, it is going to be our loved Subway. It's going to be both of the best maps from both teams, so it's going to be an interesting one, as both these teams have the most experience on this map, being one of the preferred maps from both these teams. So it's going to be the Clash of Titans. Can TNK get it back? You know, K-FOT has shown quite well they can play maps which aren't their best. So it's going to be exciting to see if they can kind of keep it up. Of course, I would imagine that it's going to be a lot different. It's going to be very challenging, to say at least. It's going to be very, very challenging for TNK. Of course, K-FOT being on the defending side, the first objective, if I just fly over to it, is going to be the central platform OBJ next to the service tunnel staircase. So quite a very defendable OBJ and a very easy to attack objective if you do get through the service tunnels, get past the C4, kill the guy sitting inside the service tunnel, get an M23 smoke on that objective and kind of rush for that cap. So we could possibly be seeing that coming out from TNK. There is a very predictable move, as this spot is often guarded with a few C4s. And of course you do have a player which will be sitting on that service tunnel exit with a C4 ready in his hand, if not on the wall, ready to explode it the second they push in. Of course TNK do get, I believe it is oh, they get the one spawn. I remember they do get that very far a western spawn at the top, but just allow them to go straight down into the basement, or make a choice if they want to go through overpass or south instead, or through the northern staircase. But this spawn, of course, being right over here, super nice spot, as it does allow both sides to kind of have this moment to decide where they want to be attacking from, how they want to attack it. But going straight into the basement is a very preferred option if you want to go for that service tunnel push. Of course, there is sometimes a bit of a clash between teams if they do rush this basement, as the Volk side and the Marsok side often reach about here before both players have now entered down into the basement, and there's a bit of a clash. Both sides going to hide behind the barrels and the boxes, trying to get an angle on each other. But that is to be foreseen. So moving our way into the first round, checking over to TNK. Jar getting themselves ready.
ここまあマガジンいろんなもの強い。
Are going to be pushing to the basement. Oh, Jup might be going for that basement attack. Nope, does not appear that way. There is going to be a C4 on the staircase. Is it in the standards position? It is in the standard position. I wondered if people could try mix it up a bit on this objective, because this is a very commonly used C4 spot. It goes out way too early, kind of leaving this position very exposed now. Drop without a C4, it kind of has to rely on his mere shooting skill to kind of defend it, and if he gets flashed or smoked out, it's going to be a lot more difficult. He is still holding the staircase though, so he's still holding it very carefully. Does need to worry about Cola and Sora. They do decide to make that push. Of course we do have Marsh, Blizzard and Mocha, which are going to be going through the south. Still 54 with a C4, no, with a PKM. No C4 rigged up here. This is quite an unusual situation to be in right now. I have not kind of seen this type of situation going on. You don't often see a southern push. Number 3 almost gets its head taken off. It's going to be pushing up. Doesn't get the pick though. Will be taken out from Blizzard. Still 54. Does rush. Does get shot with a trade. Will be downed. Job trying to go for that revive. Down goes Blizzard. Will be swinging around that corner. Does get that revive up. Did leave the objective open though, but they have not rushed it though, so that is going to be very beneficial for them. They did not commit. Out goes a nade. Or flash to take that back. However, it's just a little bit too late now. Let's get a pick onto Jup though. EJ kind of pushing up the staircase, just trying to shoot him down. They are trying to smoke as much as they can. I don't see any M23 smokes coming out at the current moment, so Is that a nade? Oh, it's a flash. That was a great flash. EJ, unfortunately, does get taken out. That was an excellent flashbang. Giving us now to a 3v2. Still 54. Dida, last on the objective. They are the last line of defense. Oh, hello. Some server instability going out there. Let's get the pick. We'll be taken out though, leaving it up to Dida. Dida needs to make a move. He does have this spot though, so I would be worried. Yes, Dida can, technically speaking, watch, but if they get behind that wall, you know, that cap's coming out. An interesting approach to this current situation coming out. I would have expected that they would have rushed onto the OBJ, but apparently not. Marsh might do that though. Sova might have just spoiled him. If so, he could call out to his teammate. Tell him that it's safe to technically speaking get on that OBJ, but nope, just like that. Dida is going to be getting that pick. Leaving it off to a 1-0 so far. Going for TNK. Their second point of tonight, we'll just say this afternoon. It feels weird. It's weird. I keep mistaking night and afternoon. It's a very early cast. It is very early. For me. It's an afternoon cast, of course starting at 2:30 PM for me at least, because I'm UTC, because I live in the United Kingdom for some reason. Don't recommend coming here, I do not, but it's a still rather early. But say it's been a very nice match. Can K-FOT kind of get it back though? Are they going to get a cap on this round? You know, if the K-FOT goes for that service tunnel push, get a few MP3 smokes on the OBJ, get down, get the cap down, you know, they've got a cap on every single map. Can they get it for the third map? That's what I'm thinking about. 3 caps and, you know, 3 maps. That has to be a record. I mean, I know there's been times where I've seen multiple caps. I know that during a cast I saw 5 caps, so that was a show and a half, but unfortunately that was a long ago, back in my community casting days, and I no longer have that VOD, but it was a pleasure though. But of course this is going to be K-FOT's attack and TNK on the defense this time. Will they have a similar strategy towards defend this objective as K-FOT? We're gonna have to have a look at it, as it is, in my eyes, a pretty easy to protect objective if done right. English is not my first language. That's a lie. It is, but I can barely speak it myself. Oh, drops a tablet accidentally. That's not what you want. I'm going to be seeing Cola kind of watching next to track 2. Do see a bit of a push coming on here. Are we going to see a double C4 play? This is an unusual one. This C4 is a little bit questionable though. Down goes drop for Mocha. Can he take out number 3? Does see him. Oh, does get traded on the refrag. That goes 1 C4. It was quite a exposed C4. This might be able to spot the one above if they're looking. Are they looking? No, they have not been looking at the ceiling. But the C4 goes off too early and does not land. Marsh kind of zoom around the corner. It will be getting the pick. Get with a double. What the fuck? With a triple trade is the best way to describe that. That is a way to end off. A triple trade takes out 2 and then gets taken out themselves. That is a interesting thing. Down goes Sora from Dida, leaving us down to a 2v2. Make that a 2v1. TNK are having the numbers advantage so far, and Dida is going to be securing. Well, she's going to be secured in that final kill, and it is going to be 2-0 going for TNK. It is looking very, very nice so far for TNK. They have really shown here. They're doing very nicely compared to the previous map, so they are going to be getting those points down. Possibly might be winning the 3rd map. Kind of switched the attitude, but you know, it is barely leaving to like a 2v2 situation on every single round, getting very close to that final moment. But of course, we are going to be moving up to the next objective. It is going to be the freeway alley, or what I call the South Alley of Death, as there is just so many spots for a Milestalk to kind of clear out. Of course, you do have the South and Stair push, which you don't often see, as it's kind of a it's not used as much as often because it's not really as good anymore. Of course, you do have West Alley. Of course, you do have all the C4s, which are often used. Of course, trying to push up here is a nightmare if you have a player which is getting pushy. And, you know, if you do spawn in that center platform, you know, spawn, you don't get that north spawn, the quick spawn, it is so rough. As a Volk player can easily take control of West Alley, and by the time you finally make it to market, you just don't have enough time. Of course, you got Overpass and Main Street, which Overpass being a very important thing to take control over. Players can hide in there and also from attack from there. Bins and Trash, which super powerful spot if played correctly. And of course, you got the very predictable spot, which is Flower Pot. Even despite the fact that there is no flower, but a very important spot, as a person sitting there can hear all audio coming from West Alley and China Market. So having a player there just for call outs is very, very nice to have. But we should be moving very shortly into the next coming up rounds. Just received the message, which just gave me a bit of a heart attack, but never mind. I just realised that but anyway, hopefully it should be starting very, very shortly. Moving away back to the scoreboard just for the short period of time until we figure out the current situation, and possible timeout may have occurred, because I did hear that countdown buzzer, but haven't heard any comments so far. I'm gonna kind of a quick look, see what's the current situation going on. There is a player drop for TNK by the looks of things. Hopefully we'll be coming in very shortly. The possible timeout may be called due to the player drop if he doesn't join very shortly though. Possible player move around, you know, there's multiple reasons to why a player may not be in the lobby. You know, connection issues, a headset dying, switching a player around if they want to have a player which are better at a certain map, or, you know, a little bit more utilized, or if a player's having a bad time. Often like me, trying to play a scrim when I'm tired and I just want to go to bed, and I'm like, I don't want to play a scrim at 9 PM. I want to go to bed instead. But anyway, we do appear to have that 5th back in, and we are going to be moving our way into the gameplay scene, into round 3. Are going to be getting, oh, that's a bit of a harsh spawn. It's going to get in that platform spawn. That is going to be hard. This spawn being quite difficult to attack on, as it allows K-FOT so much time to get themselves set up. They have all the time in the world to make the raise up. We are going to be seeing Sil though, which is going to be going for that kind of aggressive push down. Unfortunately, it does not catch anyone off in the north. Very luckily.
저 끝에 스폰이었어요.
But the spawn has been called out, so K-FOT do know how much time they have. They want to move around or set up a bit differently. Checking over back to the northern stairs, it does appear that they are kind of stuck now. A bit uncertain of how they want to push this. They know that someone did push down the center platform, so they might be a little bit worried about going too aggressive up the north, but they are going to be rather safe for the time being. Are going to be seeing Cola, which is kind of pushing up into West Alley. This is often a very difficult place to attack from, but by the looks of things, K-FOT is going to be rather lenient on the West Alley, only having one player controlling it. So he is going to be able to make their way up. China Market is open. It does appear that Main is the most under control one. Still indeed having I can only assume a game of rock paper scissors to buy the time. Jup, which is laying at the plant bot, looking through the little crack. They are having a great time over there by the sounds of things. Smoke's being thrown into China Market. Checking over to them. They get themselves ready to attack. Arguably pre-firing blue tarp, see if anyone has pushed up here, which could have happened. So trying to make that cross. The aggression is now going ahead. 5 versus 5. They are kind of getting a little bit close and personal now. So pushing up into Cubby, because we have Blizzard going through the overpass. Pre-firing bins, but no one's in there. Theodore getting a few shots off. Out goes a premature C4. Does not work. So will be swinging around the corner. Does get a pick onto Jupe. Theodore comes around the corner. Does get that refrag. Only a down though. Theodore is going to be taken out, so Revive could go ahead. Revive coming up for Blizzard. So 54 on this corner, out of the C4, taking out Cola. Down goes K-FOT. Oh, nice little double kill there. Takes out Blizzard, takes out Sora. Down goes EJ with and Marsh with a trade. They went down to a 2v1. Walker comes on the corner, does take Sil out, does get tagged, and it is going to be a 1v1. Number 3 versus Mooka. Oh. Oh, number 3. Very nice ending. He almost got caught out though by pushing down to look down southern stairs, but no, we'll be securing that final pick, leaving it up to a 2-1 for the third round. This is more like a typical Onward lobby, with kind of battles between Volk wins and Marsoc losses, but it's looking pretty good so far, because now it's going to be K-FOT's turn for the attack, which K-FOT is a better off, in my opinion, a better off Marsoc team. They do pretty good on attack. TNK, of course, do appear to be a little bit more defensive on how they play. Don't, you know, peek out as often. Do rather prefer to stay a little bit lower, a bit slower. So it does make sense to why K-FOT is taking advantage of it on the attacking rounds by going fast and very aggressive, kind of taking TNK off guard. So it's going to be very nice. And of course K-FOT has secured the entire match win, but they may have to keep fighting if they want to secure the third map entirely. So best out of 3 is still on the cards for K-FOT, but TNK, of course, being that extra point up, does have the defender round, which they are better suited at. They might be able to make it into a 3-1. It's very highly plausible. just being reminded to finally end the prediction on the final map. So very nice. So yeah, I am very excited to behold the next few rounds. But going into the gameplay, checking over to TNK, which are gonna be getting themselves ready for the defense. K-FOT, which are going to be getting the northern spawn. This is the preferred spawn as it is the quicker spawn, allowing them to kind of push out of market. Colo is going to be kind of pushing around. Oh, there's a nade. What a nade! Oh my lord, what a nade! An additional C4 on top of him to add insult. Down goes Colo from number 3. Down goes Marsh from EJ. Blizzard kind of sitting down, watching this angle tightly. Out goes a C4, which does take out CL54. To confirm, onto CL54 from Sora. Out goes a flash, out goes a nade. Does flash Sora though. EJ is going to be taking advantage of this. Down goes Sora with the counter flash, leaving it up to Mocha and Blizzard. Blizzard is going to be in a fight with number 3. Number 3 is just jiggling so hard on him. Out goes a flash. It will be pushing out, but we'll be getting that pick. It is all up to Mocha on that objective. A cap is massively preferred, but number 3 maybe just trying to finish it off. Just for a flash. It's going to be pushing up. Oh, they could be trying to go for that cap. They could easily get this cap. Mocha is going to be taken out though from number 3 with a trade, leaving it going to be 2-2. Very well done from both sides. Very, very, very well done from both sides indeed. And it is going to be a K-FOT win on the 4th round, leaving us with a 2-2 score. Next objective, as we're right here, is going to be the China Market OBJ. And I am excited. Probably one of the best objectives other than the Northern Stair objective. I am going to be looking out to see how K-FOT will be kind of defending this, as this is quite a defensive objective, but can also be aggressive if, you know, if you play this right. Have someone rush out maybe into overpass. If they do get the slower spawn, you know, it can work. It's kind of all dependent if TNK gets that southern spawn, which would definitely throw off K-FOT if they try to do anything too aggressive, as the second they reach this wall they will get immediately into contact. But so far been looking pretty nice. 2-2 score. Running out of things to talk about here, so talk about the nice weather, by the way. So very nice weather in the UK going on. Don't know what the weather is like around the world, but hopefully some nice sunny spells and maybe a little bit of rain coming along. But I'm being your newscaster, Glue Sniffer. Over to Jim with the news for this evening. But excellent game so far. Highest highest kill so far in the lobby does go to number 3 with 5 and 3. He is absolutely killing it. So is EJ with 5 and 4. They're doing an excellent job. Checking over to TNK, which are going to be getting that southern spawn, as I mentioned before. This is the quick spawn. Blizzard is going to be going for the overpass attack, leaving the rest of his team going over into the south. K-FOT will not be pushing. They have pushed into the north, but they haven't pushed into the south. Still Still with a sexy singing voice coming out here. Feast your ears, ladies and gentlemen. We have a beautiful sing song coming out from Sil.
Okay, flank, flank, go to flank.
Calling out Main Street. Possible C4. Oh, number 3 did just swing around the corner. Did catch eyes of Sora. Out goes a smoke onto blue top. Just come round. Is going to be taken out though from number 3, who is he's in such a good position, and he's playing it so well with the jiggle peaks, jigging his way around, kind of making it hard for his opponents to kind of know how to do it. End up with a trade though. The nade almost takes out Blizzard, but the revive is going to go ahead. Still might swing around the corner. Still is kind of holding that position now. Out goes a frag. Will be down in Still probably. No, he runs back just in time. TNK are applying a lot of pressure right now. They are applying a lot of pressure. What a C4 coming out. Takes out Walker. Takes out Blizzard. Leaving us down to a 2 versus 4. Down goes Still from Cola.
One down.
It is a 2v3. Every single K-FOT member is just watching into West Alley. With 3 minutes and 34 seconds on the clock, Marsh and Cola need to make a decision on how they want to attack this. They could rotate round and go to main, but that may be a little bit predictable. However, there is 2 people kind of watching this west point entrance, so trying to push in there with no utility is just going to be a death trap. We are going to be seeing that rotate coming out from TNK here by the looks of things, but nope, I take that back. They are kind of just holding their positions now. Color on that flank hold. Marsh now making his way up to his teammates. Swings around the corner, does check. We'll be going through main. There's 2 people on the OBJ, and of course we do have Theater, which is in the north, looking down onto the objective, but will it be enough? This is still a very difficult situation to kind of be in. Without the right utility for this, it's going to be almost impossible. Some free fires coming out from Cola. Into bins, does not catch. Fires coming out into main. They're just trying to make this ground. Dida now making his way back. They do have dead friendly utility. I do see a smoke. That smoke is the holy grail right now. Getting a good smoke down could mean a possible cap for TNK here. This is an interesting angle to be holding. The broken neck angle. Oh, do shoot a few shots towards Marsh, but will be end up with a trade. That surprise angle. Data swinging round, securing that final pick, leaving us with a 3-2 score. Very, very nice and very, very well played, leaving it to 3-2. We're getting close, ladies and gentlemen. Very, very close to find out if K-FOT will be making it 3 for 3 on the maps, or can TNK get it back on this next defense. using the entire time up. Say K-FOT played that very, very well on that defense, sitting on their objective, holding it down tightly, making sure no angles were left uncovered. They did an excellent job. And that C4 though, that C4 into the main, into our C4 in main was very, very well executed, taking out 2 players instantly, stopping that massive push which was occurring, and resultably ending up with an easy point for the team, leaving it into a 3v2. Being stuck in a 3v2 on this objective, it's almost impossible. This objective relies on numbers, because in some ways, if you're pushing through main and you don't have just smokes, you just can't do it. You're gonna get absolutely obliterated. There's so many little spots to kind of clear out. Of course, you've got under the table, left corner, right corner, far right corner, guy sat at the bin. Of course, we try to get push into more. We've got left corner, more on the right side. This is just, there is not much cover for you to take, you know, advantage of. And if you're trying to go for a cap, you know, you can't really shoot back if you've got a tablet in your hands. But gonna have to see how it will be going. But so now moving our way into the gameplay scene, checking over to K-FOT, which are going to be getting that north spawn, as said before. It's going to be interesting. Are they going to go for a 5-man push into the north, or are they going to split off? It's going to be a 2 or 3-man push. No, 4-5. I can count, believe it or not. Oh, Blizzard, you have a shock to look right down upon. You have 4 players. Oh, does he drop? Does call out the north spawn. Blizzard is peeking out. Will be taken out though from number 3. This is a interesting side to attack from. I've never seen a 5-man northern push on this objective. Out with an excellent frag. What a frag from Dida, landing right on top of Cola. Out with the smoke. So they are doing so well so far. Out goes an M23 smoke. Out goes utility. Out goes a nade. There goes multiple nades. Flashes. And it is now who can pre-fire the best. It is, out goes some more smoke. It is just utility over utility and pre-fire after pre-fire. No one actually knows what is going on. Silver's going for that cap by the looks of things. No, down goes Silver and down goes number 3. Fortunately, a little bit more smoke in a better position if we're going to go for that cap. Dido is now in the open. Dido is doing something, to say it right. Dude will be taken out by Marsh. I'm just going to give up on commentating. It's just pure chaos. Silver comes around the corner, ends up with a trade, leaving us down to a 1v1. It's K-FOT. Cola needs to make that push back to the objective. Might be capping. He might swing it because they're not sure if it's in the smoke. EJ does appear to be gunning for a flank, pushing for a different angle. The northern stairs might have been a interesting way to push, but will not be ultimately the decider. Of course, EJ does have all the time you could ever use for this. So taking a flank like this is justifiable, and of course there is not an accurate cool count for any of these players with all the chaos going on. I don't think anybody has been keeping track of the numbers of dead bodies on the floor. EJ seems to be a little bit lost. I got a C4 from nowhere, but I wasn't sure what is going on. Colo is kind of getting a little bit worried. Just trying to find a position to kind of hold down. I'm going to be seeing EJ kind of pushing through the overpass. As I say, EJ and Cola have no idea of the kill count. For all EJ knows, there could be 3 players set up, or 2. However, if he plays this well, you know, this could be easily won. He has the time. He has the commitment. He could even do a stealth cap. He just stayed close to that wall. But I believe Colo has heard him. So there's going to be no stealth caps coming out. He's using the PKM, which I find amusing. Found a PKM off the floor and just decided to use it. Just from a flash. Flashbang is going to be hitting Colo in the face. He isn't going to be pushing out though with the flash, which is a bit of a mistake. But I might end up saving him though, as he will be getting that final pick on the Cola. Very happy ending. Makes the woo sound. Even our way into the final round. And that is that, ladies and gentlemen. It is game. A 3 for 3 coming out from K-FOT. Taking it over to the scoreboard. It is going to be 12-3 on the scores. 0-4, 1-4, 2-4 coming out. An excellent display of skill coming out from K-FOT. Absolutely showing off, getting it just like that. Showing off completely, and we are done. Thanks everyone who did pop into the cast. Of course, it was an absolute pleasure to cast it. Sorry for my broken English. I probably should be able to read, but you know, I wasn't talented with the gift of being able to read properly. But before I head off for this evening, or should say for this afternoon, huge sponsor to our sponsors, sponsor sheet, I should say, actually. Huge thanks to our sponsors, which are going to be Downpour Interactive, ProTube VR, VR Cover, HyperX. How many can I say? VRWare, Armor, Astron, and Kiwi Design. Thank them very much for sponsoring Onward VML, for allowing us to what we do as a league and as a casting group. Thanks dearly to everyone who did show up for the cast. Show your contribution, show your love for the league. It means the absolute world to me, and of course helps pay what we do here as a casting team and as a league in some ways. So thank you all for everyone who did show up, and you know, yeah, GG, an excellent match. Thank you all dearly for showing up, and that is going to be me out for this afternoon. Adios amigos. I need to stop saying evening because it is not the evening. Goodbye.